University IAS. Dr. Yakaya. MPhil
Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Sitharama Rao sir, respected Professor Gantara Chakrapani sir, Director Academic, respected Register Professor Avian Reddy sir, and respected Dr. A. Sudharani, today's resource person, and my colleagues, friends, and other members, a very good morning and welcome to all. The Faculty of Education started on Education Forum on 5th September 2022, Vidya Vijnana Vedika. In continuation, the faculty today is organizing national webinar on inclusive education with special reference to gender equity. This program is organized under Nai Chetana 2.0 to 2023 program launched by the Union Minister of Rural Development to end gender-based violence and promote gender equality. Today, our resource person, Dr. Sudharani Almanda. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to this national webinar to give valuable suggestions. And today's speaker also she is. And before I introduce today's speaker, please introduce a webinar, same webinar, Sunandaji.
Thank you. Thank you, dear faculty members, and also our university head, Professor K. Sitharama Rao garu, Professor Avian Reddy garu, Ganta Chakrapani sir, and my dear colleagues. A warm good morning to you all. And one more thing I would like to say, there are some students joining on offline, online. So, and also some of the colleagues, they are joining offline. I welcome you all. And it is a great pleasure to talk about this webinar. Actually, our university, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, started conducting webinars in the post-COVID period. It is only an academic activity. And also, we were then preparing for our NAC. So, the series of webinars were hosted by all the faculties of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, and education also conducted webinars since 2022. In the year 2022, we had a first webinar under the concept like Vidya Vijnana Vedika in the month of September 2022, and this is a second one. We all know the topic of this, inclusive education with special reference to gender equity. So as we are all doing all these things, it enhances our grade in NAC. With that intention, we are continuing. And today's topic is resource person is ready with her presentation. And Dr. Sudharani Alamanda, it is good. What can we talk about inclusive education? Inclusive education was in India was started, taken a step in the year 1974. What is inclusive education? And inclusive education is nothing but it is like including, allowing, giving access to all sorts of disabled and able and especially disabled children into the same classroom, into the same school, and helping them to read, learn the skills given in the curriculum for all the general students. So in this, according to 2011 census, we have 2.68 crore people with disabilities. It is our responsibility to, make them full-fledged students. And the mandate was given by UNICEF, UNESCO. We all know about that. The three main models for including students with disabilities in mainstream classroom, that is full inclusion, partial inclusion, and mainstream. Okay, this webinar in the month of December 2023, we are conducting as part of Nayi Chetana 2.0 2023 campaign, and as part of Vidya Vijnana Vedika done by Faculty of Education, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. I really thank the officials who have helped us in conducting this webinar. I also thank beloved Alamanda Dr. Sudharani to continue her, presentation. We are here to listen to this presentation. I thank one and all. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Sunanda garu. And inclusive education is innovative teaching. Many aspects of in this program. So let me introduce today's speaker. She has done 4 master courses. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
4 master degrees we have, and Bachelor of Education General in 1995. She is completed, and Bachelor of Special Education in 2007. She is completed. In this year, 2013, she completed PhD in Education from Osmania University. And Madam is working as a special educator in USA since 2011 onwards at different organizations and impairing special education to the needy children. She was in 2011. She received South Carolina International Educator Award, and another award also she got, Teacher of the Year Award in 2015. Thank you, ma'am. You are spending here valuable time for us. And please speak your message. Give for B.Ed special education educators also participated, and B.Ed students also there, and special education B.Ed students also there in this webinar. They are online, participated in online. So please give a message, please. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, and respected professors in here for giving me this opportunity. I am Dr. Alamanda Sudharani, and it's my honor to be in here, especially in Ambedkar Open University. I have a special love towards this university, even though I did not do directly any of my degrees in here, but I have recommended and then I have given my guidance so many people to pursue their education in this university. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. So today's topic is that has been given to me is Inclusive University IAS. Dr. Yakaya. MPhil. So inclusive education with special reference to gender equity. So this is the topic, actually, today's topic. So before that, I would like to talk about inclusive education a little bit, the introduction, what is the inclusive education, because all of the audience are here, or the teachers already, those who are working, and then teacher educators are here. So I would like to give us a little bit introduction about inclusive education. So actually, when we see the purpose of the education, or the special education. I don't see any difference between the education and the special education at all, because both of them are to help each student or each child without the disability or the challenges what they have, and to serve the education for them for their progress in the schools. So when it comes to the school setting learning, most of the education it takes in the school setting. When it comes to the school setting learning, usually we see the formal setting of learning where the teacher stands near the board and then students will sit in the formal setting. So that is how the formal setting of learning takes place. So most of the education learning takes place is in the schools. And another thing is that I wanted to mention, most of the teaching is teacher-centered learning, where the teacher speaks and then teacher give the information, where the students will write and then take the notes. And the formal setting learning, as I said, when we were in school, I have the memorization method, like we call the Buttify and our by heart, and then formal setting of learning. And then we are very much worried about students' grades and then students' test, how much that they have scored, what grades that they got it. So this is what the formal set of learning that when I was in school. But I would like to tell that education is not just that grades, not just the test, not just the taking the notes. And then, but education is that it should empower and then it should give the opportunity to every student, no matter what level that the student is, no matter what the student's IQ is, no matter whatever the student's interests are, it doesn't matter at all. But when the students receive the education, it should give the equal opportunity to each child. So, and at the same time, now I have seen, like, whenever I visit India, I do visit some of the schools and then I see the school system. It has been developed so much, like the teachers are giving so many projects to the students, and then they have developed the critical thinking strategies, problem solving strategies that has been developed in here. I'm so glad to see that. And then where I have learned in here, all my education, throughout my education that is being taken place in India. So I really respect the education system in India. But however, why I am here and then visiting the schools, I'm visiting the universities and the colleges, why can't we adopt those strategies that has been taking place in advanced countries, and then why can't we use that strategies in our country? Because I have a humongous respect towards our country, because we are all hardworking people. Like now I see in a webinar like more than 500 people that they have joined. So irrespective of the time, and then they're convenient, and then they have joined. So we are all hard workers to learn and then to help the students, if they are the teachers or the professors. That is our goal. So the next one is that I would like to just tell a story that if a famous shoe store, everyone loves the shoes. If a famous shoe store, if they sell a branded shoe like Adidas or Nike, everyone are interested to buy those shoes. And then if a famous shoe store are selling the shoes only a medium size, how many of you go and then try that shoes? Only the medium size is available because the shoes is branded. It looks so beautiful and it is attractive. When you wear that branded shoes, people will just give you attention. But it is only available only medium-sized shoes. How many of you will go? I don't try because mine is not the medium size. If anyone wears that one, if it is too tight, it gets hurt your feet. And if it is loose, you cannot walk. So the education system, inclusion is the same thing. You have to reach to the student level and then teach them what level that they understand, what strategy that they understand, what strategy that they receive your teaching or instruction. You have to reach to the students. So that is inclusion. No matter what the student is, like for example, the student has like maybe the physical challenges or cognitive challenges, it doesn't matter what challenges the student have. We must reach to the student. So that is inclusion, and then that is the differentiation. Differentiation instruction is we have to meet the student where the student is, not where the student should come to our expectations. So I'm going to tell in detail, but just this is the small introduction I wanted to give. Inclusion education is the principle that all children have the right to learn together in the same classroom, in the same schools, regardless of their abilities or backgrounds or characteristics. That is the inclusive education. So in one class, the students, like you may see the students, the one who are like sit in the front bench. When I was in the school, the front two bench students, like when my math teacher says, I still remember my math teacher's name. Her name is Radha teacher. When she comes and then explains her math, and then the first two row students, and then they used to say that Ardhamainda, and they, yes, ma'am. Then everyone used to nod their head. And then we didn't have the choice. And then we didn't have that freedom. So we did not dare enough to ask the teacher, ma'am, I did not understand. Can you please explain me again? No. So whatever the next bench students or whatever the last bench students, they may not reach the strategy that you used in that particular concept. So you have to use the different strategy. So different methods that you have to use it. So this is the inclusive education. And then lastly, in the introduction, I would like to tell that Article 29 in our country, the Constitution provided that the no citizen shall be denied admission into any educational institution, So now, guys, I would like to ask you, the so and so like famous schools in here, like I don't want to mention the name, but there are so many famous schools. How many schools that they have given the admission to the students who are cognitively challenged or differently abled? Will they give the admission so and so school? We got the first rank, second rank, third rank, IIT rank. These are all. How many schools have given the admission? It's zero. I don't see anyone. So inclusive education is that irrespective of their challenges, everyone, no matter how mentally capable that the student is, they should come to the same school. Inclusion is not a favor. I repeat again, inclusion is not a favor. It is their right to get the education, to get access in the same school. For example, if they go to the Hyderabad Public School, Narayana School, Chaitanya, any school, they should not deny these children. So being the educators, we have to leave our shoes. Please come out of our shoes. When you go to the schools, teach to the students into their level. Just go to them and then find out whether they understood the strategy that we have explained in there. Use the different strategies, no matter what level they are in. Inclusion, all the levels of the students will join in your classroom. That is inclusion. So that's a small introduction about the inclusion classrooms. Now, I am coming a specific topic today that has been given in here, inclusive education with special reference to gender equity. Okay, so when I mention about the gender equity, I'm going to show you in the next slide what I mean. So inclusive education is that, as I said, I'm on the first slide. As I said, that creating learning spaces that meet the needs of students with different identities, different abilities, and different needs. So gender equity in inclusion education is very important, and all students, no matter what gender, they all have the same chances to learn to do well. So that is the inclusive education with reference to the gender. So gender equity. So now inclusion involves creating that environment. So what it is, I am the teacher and then they are the student, and then I do my job. I just come every day and then I prepare my lesson. What is the difference in here? Creating that environment. So environments such as classrooms or communities that embrace and accommodate the needs of the diversity of all individuals. So it's about fostering a sense of belonging, ensuring that everyone feels valued, respected, and supported. I repeat these points again. valued, respected, and supported. So in inclusive setting, differences are acknowledged and accommodated to create the environment where everyone can participate and contribute. So the one which I said, so let me give you a brief description about, or the equality, what is equality, what is equity, what is inclusion. Just give me the definition of that. Equality is next slide. Yes, equality is, in the context of education especially, I am talking now, equality means providing the same resources, same opportunities, and same treatment to all students, regardless of differences. Okay, so same resources, same opportunities, and same treatment. So equality refers to the state of being equal. I am equal. Okay, girls and then boys are equal. There is no any difference. And then especially in the status of rights and opportunities, and it emphasizes the fairness and then impartiality, that ensuring that everyone treated the same without discrimination or without bias. So that is equality. Okay, so I'm the girl and then you are the boy. So what? We are same. So that is equality. Next slide, please. So what is equity? What is the difference between equality and equity? As you are seeing in the picture, one side equality accommodations are provided and equity accommodations are provided. So you can see that equity is focusing on fairness and justice. I repeat, equity is focusing fairness and justice by recognizing that different individuals have different needs, and that treating everyone same might not result the fairness. Like treating everyone, it's not the equity. Treating everyone is same is not equity. But what is equity? It involves providing resources, providing support, and then providing the opportunities based on the specific needs of individuals or maybe the group, to ensure that everyone has a fair and just chance to succeed. I'm going to give in detail in the next slides. So in education, equity means addressing disparities and providing necessary resources to support each student, unique needs, and achieve the same outcomes. So providing more resources. Now I'm coming to the important point. So guys, in here, like when we call about the gender, once upon a time, we used to talk like male and female, boys and the girls. But now gender identities are now come forward, like it is so many other gender identities are there. So we have to respect those gender identities. Okay, so when I was preparing these slides, like I have seen the information, the latest information that I was going through it, and then I have seen male statistics report and then female statistics report, but I did not see the third gender statistics report. So in education, we need to, being the teacher, as I have mentioned before, please come out of your shoes and then stand in the shoes of the students. What way, I mean, what level that they are in, not only the level, what they are going through it mentally, what they are going through it mentally, especially, you just see that, because the students will spend the time with us more than with the parents. And then after they spend the time, they directly go to the society. They need to gain that strength with us in the school. Even in the school, like if we don't provide them the support, if we don't give them the support, moral support, if we don't accept them, just imagine. Everything, education and the learning starts in the school. Of course, it starts at home, but most of the time they will be in our hands. We have to mold them in a right way. And especially that education is not just a grade and the test, as I said, their mental health. So we need to accept them. You need to recognize the third gender also. So now in my presentation, when I am talking about these inclusion, equity with respect to the gender, that means please add the third gender in your mind. Whatever that I'm telling, it is applicable for them also. And then our gender identity is, what is gender identity? It is just, gender identity is how we feel about ourselves, like our body inside and then outside, and then how we represent and then relate this feeling in our environment. How you feel inside, how you feel outside, and then how you represent, and then how you relate this feeling in our environment. That is what nothing but the gender. So next one, we have discussed now equality, inclusion, and then equity. Equality, it aims the sameness, like you are same and then I am same. We have the both rights. And then inclusion emphasizes acceptance, respect for differences. I repeat, for differences, we must accept them, we must respect them. And then equity focuses on fairness by providing necessary support and the resources, and then to address individuals or the groups. And then in here, I would like to mention one point in here. Being the teacher, we need to develop that. We need to break that chain, like stereotype, gender identity. We need to break the chain. Like, for example, microaggressions are nothing but it's a statements intentionally or unintentionally, like when we give the statements, like it's a subtle. It looks small, but it really matters a lot. For example, let me give some of the example microaggressions. Oh, you know what? I have third gender a friend. I don't have any partiality. Or my friend is what do you call that third gender in here? Transgender. Yeah. Okay. I have transgenders friends. I don't mind. You know, you are thinking that you are supporting them, but that is a microaggression. You're hurting them inside. You are specifically mentioning their identity, and then they feel uncomfortable in front of, like. And then some of the other microaggressions are like, oh, I support my lady colleagues in my school. You know, I am not like that. Okay, so you may thinking that you are supporting your female colleagues in your work session. So that means you are indirectly saying that I am someone who is like stronger than female, but you are supporting them. So in the school, we need to keep that microaggression should not be taken place. We need to break the chain. As a teacher, if we break the chain and then implement that inclusiveness in the schools, and then it is going to be successful. So now equality, inclusion, and the equity. Equity is giving the accepting them with their differences and then showing the fairness. Now, next one. Let us see some of the key aspects that contribute for this. Today's topic, the first thing is access and enrollment. First aspect is, so designing a curriculum that reflects diverse perspectives, including contributions from various genders, and avoid stereotypes. So that is, for example, like equal opportunities. So ensure that both boys and the girls have equal access to education without any discrimination or barriers. So whenever I say the boys and the girls and the third gender, please keep that in mind. And then they must get the equal access of education. So eliminating the gender bias, how? We need to address, I mean, if we addressing the societal norms that may discourage certain genders, like societal norms would be different than our school learning education. So if we address the societal norms, okay, అరే బయటికి పోతే ఏమనుకుంటారా నేను చూస్తే ఇట్లా మా పరువు తీయకురా లేకపోతే లైక్ వై యు ఆర్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ ఇన్ దిస్ వై యు ఆర్ కుకింగ్ ఇన్ ద కిచెన్ వై యు ఆర్ షోయింగ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఇన్ దేర్ మా పరువు పోతుంది సో ఈ సొసైటల్ నార్మ్స్ మనం డిస్కస్ చేసినట్లయితే లైక్ దే విల్ బి డిస్కరేజ్డ్ certain genders especially pursuing their education specific fields. Like even today's in this generation, I'm sorry to say this, 21st century that we are in, like the movies or some of the clips that I see in the social media. So I saw that recently that a son, he cooked a dum biryani. Oh dad, I made dum biryani, chala baga chesan. Then he says that dum, you show the dum not in cooking biryani, but you show the dum in masculinity. Ni magatanamlo chuinchali. So these are all like microaggressions. And then equity, these are all the best examples for that. So we need to eliminate the gender bias. What if the boys comes and then cook in the kitchen, and then they take that is as a best their profession. So for that, the examples that I have given, so the traditional beliefs often associate certain professions with specific genders. Like, for example, like science and technology, and then engineering, and then mathematics, which is called the STEM. Science and technology, STEM fields are often stereotyped as male dominated. And then while caregiving or humanities field associated with females. So even today, if I see the latest stats report, if I see that most of the engineering and then those STEM stuff, boys will opt, and then the girls are taking humanities field. So for this, what is the solution? What do we need to, what we can do? I wanted to tell the teachers in here that do not expect the government to do something in your classroom. You are the boss in your classroom. So government will not come in your classroom to teach your students or to motivate them. And you have to break the chain, and then don't expect the management to come and then teach in your classroom. So what you have to do, introduce the comprehensive career counseling early in education to dispel this stereotype, and then showcase successful role models, and then from diverse genders in various fields, like in the cooking field, show the successful role models. And then in another field where the boys are interested, where the girls are interested to become astronauts, of course, the girls are there still. And then where the third gender comes to the schools and then attending the colleges and then do the higher education to become the astronauts, third gender, why not? So this is what that we need to do as the teachers, and then diverse genders in various fields, and then create that awareness. This is what that we can do. Create that awareness, and then campaigning, highlighting the accomplishments of individual, breaking these gender norms. So when it comes to the next one, next slide, please. Next one, go to the next one. Yes, when it comes to the girl, next slide. So in the gender equity, girls are less likely than boys to take up science subjects in high school in Western countries also. So not just in here, but in Western countries also. Like if you see that I have given the percentage of here, at the age of 15, you see the 60% of the lowest achievement in mathematics, reading, and science, or boys like 40% of the girls. So you see the difference between the boys and the girls. And like that, if you see the girls are less percent in STEMs, and then boys are more percent in the STEMs. So the scientific fact is perceptions and expectations influence the performance of the students, okay? And when it comes to the next aspect, family expectations and social pressure. Family expectation, it plays a vital role in our families. Even today, 21st century, we like always encourage the girls like to take their specific fields which are comfortable, their physical strength, which are comfortable. Oh, why do you want it to go to the space? And then why do you want it to work? And my daughter, she's doing her 12th grade. And then I asked her what you wanted to be. She said she wanted to be a doctor in the space. I said, what kind of a wish is that one? Yes, mom, I wanted to be. See, this generation that they need more beyond than our wish. So family expectation, it will give the pressure on the children. So the problem is that families and society might encourage, or sometimes they may discourage to take up their fields. And then certain careers, their paths based on the gender, then the screening, steering the individuals towards or away from the field. Like for this, what is the solution? Whenever I say the solution, it is for us, the teachers, because we are the king to our classroom, nobody involved. You have to come forward. So what do we need to do? Engage the families through awareness programs, through the workshops, and through the campaigns. and then emphasize the importance of letting individuals to choose the careers based on their interests, based on their aptitudes rather than gender norms. Okay, you are the girl, this is not suitable for you. Where do you go? Like, you want to become a pilot, international pilot? Oh, no, 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 no. You wanted to go to the space? Oh, no, 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 no. So that pressure, please do not put it on them, because see, when we were in the school, those days it was different. But now we see a lot of progress, a lot of technology. Imagine when these children, when they go to the next generation, and then it is going to be more progressive. So do not put the pressure. For that, being the teachers, give the awareness, programs, workshops, and then campaignings. Definitely it will work. So encourage the open discussions, and then providing information about the benefits of diverse career choices, and then definitely that will help the students and the parents too. And the next one is lack of female representation in STEM. I have mentioned this already, but specifically I wanted to talk about the problem of the women in the STEM field. They're always or often underrepresented due to the various factors. That means like cultural biases, and then a lack of role models, and then stereotypes about technical fields. There is a stereotype like, no అమ్మాయివి అది ఎందుకు నీకు అనవసరంగా చక్కగా పెళ్లి చేసుకొని పిల్లల్ని కానీ ఏదో టీచర్ ఉద్యోగం చేయొచ్చు కదా. Even in this generation they say the same thing. If you ask my mother, she say the same thing, because she's not from this generation, because they're thinking. So women are underrepresented in the STEM field still. So for this, what is the solution? Being the teachers. So promote initiatives that showcase successful women in STEM, introduce like mentorship programs, and then connecting with the girls. Just showcase like who became famous in that field, in the STEM field, the women. There are so many women, and then provide them the scholarship, give them the opportunities like to come and then join in the STEM field. So that is how that we can remove that barrier. So next slide, it shows boys and the girls, their expectation of a science career. Just see in here, the yellow color, the first one represents the yellow color, boys who have opted science and engineering professionals, 12.0%. When it comes to the health, boys have opted 5.8. And when it comes to the information and communication technology professions, they just opted only 4.7. And then other like very less, the boys, they have opted only 2.1. Now I wanted to like ask all the audience to observe the boys and the girls. Look at the blue color, dark blue color, that is the health professionals. Health professionals, boys have opted 5.8, as well as when it comes to the girls, 17.0. So still it is there, being the gender-based equity or gender-based, their optionals, like maybe the family pressure, or maybe it is convenient for them, or maybe they are not self-motivated, whatever might be the reason. There's a lot of difference between the boys and the girls who opted these science careers. Next one, education choices is also same thing. So secondary education, there's a different, male 45 and then female 55%. And then when it comes to the bachelor degree, male 58% and then female 42%. So there's a difference. Now, I'm coming to the next aspect. Next slide, please. Stigma around pursuing arts or humanities for boys. And I have mentioned already, I have given a couple of examples for this. And boys might face stigma or discouragement when expressing interest in the field of typically associated with females, such as arts, literature, or social sciences. So guys, I wanted to tell you in here, if a boy stands in the, it starts from home, stands in the in the kitchen or wanted to cook something, immediately father is the first person, and then they shout at the son, hey, endukra nu kitchen lo unnavu, nuvemanna aadadaniva enduku kitchen lo unnavu. So that is how, this is a stigma around that, stigma. And then we have to break that chain. So as I said, that teachers are the main resources. the best resource is the teachers, guys. Like, even though we are working in a different countries, I see, like I have worked in a different countries, including America. They don't give us like the gold or the silver to us to make them to be like to pass their education or to make them to be educated, but they give us these kind of workshops where that we use only this smart technology nowadays. Like maybe since the past 4 years or 5 years, we are not making them to just do the hands-on activities in the classroom. We are using this smart technology which is available in here. So wherever I'm going, I'm just giving the awareness to the teachers of this in the schools. Like I'm saying that we are the main resources. We are the main resource for our students. Use the technology. Now every kin and kith, they wanted to use the phone. Every kin and kith. Yesterday, while I was coming from the market, and then I just stopped there to buy something, I have seen like the parents were busy in selling their vegetables. They were like little babies. They were just operating the phone. When the little baby, 1-year-old, operating the phone, as a teachers, if we introduce some of the strategies that they can do in the laptop or the phones, definitely, I bet you they will learn, and then they will show more interest. Pen and paper strategies, those are old, but old is gold. That they will use it definitely, but introduce based on this trend, these strategies. So who is the best resource person? It is us, the teachers. So you need to highlight the significance of these arts and humanities in various careers. So what do we need to do? Showcase successful male role models in these fields, and then create the platforms for boys to explore and then express their interest without fear of societal judgment. Please make this point. Without societal judgment, without fear of societal judgment. You need to boost up your students in the school, so they will become strong lions when they step out of the school and the society. They face the society. There's boys, girls, you just have to, boys, girls are the third gender. Please address and then please encourage them. Whatever the field it is famous, whoever the people that the role models, just show it to them. And then the example that what I am saying, that humanities and then arts are humanities. Maybe it is a cooking field, or maybe it is a makeup artist, or maybe it is a designing, or Rangoli. Now it has become so famous, or the Rangoli, whatever. So it's not just meant for the women field, it also for men. I just tell, like when it comes to gender equity in orientation programs, I tell that, see, kitchen is for everybody. Kitchen is not just for mother. Everyone eats. So kitchen is for everybody. Let the boys have that main profession as the cooking. Why not? And next aspect is, like this is an example that I'm showing. How does a scientist look like? If I ask the student, look the student, what the student draw the picture. He drew a male person. Even if someone asks us to give a famous scientist name, we give immediately a male figure of scientist. But why not a woman? So this is a stereotype in science. We need to break that chain as a teachers. Looking up the word like a physicist on the web, and then I got all the male figures. There is no any female figure, even in the technology. And come to the next aspect, education system bias. Of course, I have given examples, but still, educational institutions might inadvertently reinforce gender bias through textbooks, teaching methods, or classroom interactions. Now, of course, there is a awareness, but when we were in schools, like this bias was more. Like my teachers used to explain the famous personalities, like they are physically strong, and then they always take the help. The women always take the help of the king or some famous personality of the male. So that was added in the textbooks. So now, how we need to break this one? What is the solution for this? So introduce inclusive curriculum reforms that challenge stereotypes, incorporate diverse perspectives, and then promote gender neutral language. So I mentioned like gender neutral language. he, she, or third gender. Use the neutral language. And additionally, you provide teacher training on creative inclusive classrooms, and then fostering an environment that encourages all genders and participates equally. I have seen like third gender had become a famous doctor. Now that third gender is a famous doctor. Respect, do not mention, like, don't bring the microaggressions by saying, oh, I did not see in your community the one like who is like you. Don't mention that. That comes under microaggression. So we need to change that. This education bias, even in the school curriculum, we need to change that. And then next aspect is curriculum and teaching methods. This is the same thing. Developing the curricula that are inclusive, highlighting diverse perspectives, and then avoiding the stereotype. Now, we will change this curriculum maybe every 6 months. Sometimes we will change the curriculum. So please incorporate and then include this curriculum inclusive. Highlight the diverse perspectives in the curriculum, not just so-and-so king, not just so-and-so queen, or not just so-and-so female figure, that whoever it is, a diverse perspective, then just include in the curriculum. And then most importantly, teacher training. I highly recommend the teachers, no matter how many years of experience that you have, you must go and then attend the teacher trainings, because the latest trends will be discussed in the teacher trainings, like how you are attending now. Please attend. Providing the trainings to educators on gender sensitive teaching methods to create an inclusive learning environment. As I mentioned that in the earlier, inclusive environment is for everybody, no matter what disabilities that they have, what gender they are in. It is for everybody, same school setting, same class, or same kind of a teaching. It is their right. I repeat, it is their right. It is not some favor. If you are talking with a third gender, it is not a favor. If you're talking with a girl child, I mean, it is not a favor. It is their right to get the right education. And there's an example. So how incorporating gender sensitive content and then diverse perspective in the curriculum, as I just mentioned. And then teaching methods should be inclusive and then avoid gender stereotypes. For instance, using diverse role models, history lessons, or integrating examples. So showcase gender equality in science or literature. You can use any other subject. You can use literature. You can use in science or the social studies. And next slide, it says brain plasticity. Like this is brain, how it will change when we are in the society. Like in the 19th century, the difference in brain sizes was like it was a major argument. Explain hierarchy between men and then women, and was supposed to reflect innate differences and then mental capacity. But nowadays, thank God, nowadays our understanding of human brain has progressed dramatically, and then demonstration like after cerebral palsy. So now that we are discussing about why this child is behaving like this, I have seen recently a Saregama contest, a boy named called Karthik. He's a severe autistic child. Severe autistic. Oh my goodness, how nicely, how great singer that he is. He is singing so perfect. Even though, but he acts just like a 3-year or 4-year. Why that child is, I mean, that boy is behaving like a 3rd-year? Why that child is behaving like a toddler? No matter what level of their disability is that, but now we are discussing that, why they are behaving like that. So the new brain imagining techniques have revealed the role of the environment in continually, it is reshaping the brain all along. And then our lifetime as it goes through new experiences and acquires new knowledge. And then maybe definitely 20 years back, we did not really talk about the cerebral, maybe the doctor said it is a cerebral palsy, but we did not include the cerebral palsy in the education system and then discuss and then had these many orientation programs. But now we are discussing. Who knows that in the next generation, and then this also be outdated, and then new strategy, new techniques will come. Maybe the all differences, cognitively differently abled people may come and then join, then access the same thing more progressively what we are doing now. And some of the stereotypes that I have given already, like stereotypes of their ready-made representations on filter our experiences world. I have already given the stereotype. Oh, don't cry like a girl, stereotype. Why do you want to opt that field? It is a girl's profession. Why do you want to go and then cook? And then, oh, nurse, oh, come on, are you going to be the nurse? No, nurses are only the females. Those are the stereotypes. If I tell, like, I can give so many of examples. And then next aspect is that safe and supportive environment. So what do we do in inclusion equity? Safe and then supportive. So preventing the discrimination, implementing the policies to prevent bullying, discrimination, and harassment based on the gender. And support services, offering counseling and then support services to address the specific needs of the different genders. Okay, so like when we were in school, like we had this problem. The boys used to bully the girls. We had that. Yeah, madam is nodding her head. So we are like maybe the contemporaries. So we had that problem. They used to bully us, but now the third genders, right, sir? So the boys, why should only the boys have the fun? So there are some of the progressive comments that we see now. So the girls are in a capacity of like started bullying the boys. So just for fun that I am saying also, yeah, sir is here, yes. So yeah, so just for fun, but anyway, so we need to implement these policies to prevent this bullying, to prevent this discrimination. So it is a teacher in the classroom to show the respect to the third gender. I mean, even like the gender, as I said, how we feel inside, how we appear outside, how you represent outside in the society. So the children in that age that they will be like in the confusion stage, why I am interested in so and so things, and then why being a male person, I mean a male or a boy. So the teacher have to guide them. Teacher have to give the counseling. But some of the advanced countries, they have the counselor in the schools. And then now the schools that I'm visiting, I am glad to say that I see the counselors in the schools now. So the counseling is important for that, to give the safe and then supportive environment so that the students feel more comfortable to come to the school and then to learn the education. And this is another example about the bullying. You need to encourage them, like stop the bullying, no matter what gender that they are. You need to create the safe space, anti-bullying policies. And then specifically, we need to address the gender-based discrimination or harassment. We need to provide the counseling services and then support the groups, as I have mentioned, and then implementing gender neutral bathrooms and then changing facilities in the school to ensure that students of all genders feel comfortable and then safe these spaces. When it comes to the bathroom and the facilities, we can talk about the girls, are they getting the sanitary napkins or the comfortable bathroom, and then enough water facilities, and then are the scavengers are cleaning immediately after one student using the restroom immediately. Like if they clean the bathrooms like after using 10 students or 20 students, definitely that is not healthy, and then they may develop some of the health issues. So these are all that they have to take care of it. So the girls, whether they are getting or not, that is like providing more facilities to the girls' bathroom and then the boys' bathrooms and the other third gender. And the next one is parental and community involvement. Of course, I have mentioned, but at the same time to encourage more this equity, encouraging parental involvement in education and challenging traditional gender roles at home. So community outreach, what do we need to do? Collaborating with local communities and then promote gender equality and then inclusion in education. I see now most, some of the reels they are promoting in the social media that I see that they are promoting this gender equality. And we need to encourage the parental involvement in education. Who will do that? The teachers have to do that. That's the teacher's responsibility to reach them. Parental involvement is more important. So on the example, as I have mentioned, we need to organize the workshops, we need to organize the seminars for parents and community members to address the gender biases and discuss the importance of equal education for all genders, encouraging the parental involvement in school activities without gender bias. So now in this generation, we are the teachers of in this generation. So we are very much sure and then clear about the third gender. So we need to arrange make sure to take place these programs or involvement of the parental in the school activities without the gender bias. Now, when it comes to the resources allocation and then facilities, equitable resources allocation, all gender restrooms, ensuring resources like textbooks, facilities, and educational materials are equally available to all genders. I don't think now they are stopping the educational facilities for one gender, but some of the courses, like if they may not offer to some gender, so equitable resources that we need to allocate, and the gender neutral facilities, providing facilities that accommodate needs and then diverse genders, such as gender neutral bathrooms, as I just said. And then example, I have given the STEMs, and then I have given about the technology. I have mentioned already this one, including the restrooms and including the technology, and then implementing the facilities, gender neutral words that we have to use it so that the students may feel comfortable and then they feel welcome. Next aspect, promoting leadership and empowerment. How do we do this? Leadership opportunities. In the classroom, definitely they may hesitate. All students, like every child is different. Some students are like, they expose and then they come forward. And then some of them introvert and then some of them extrovert. So what do we need to do as the teachers? Leadership opportunities, encouraging leadership roles for all genders within the school environment. And then empower the programs, offering programs that empower the students, challenge gender stereotype. Like, for example, if you see in this slide that I have mentioned, like there are so many leader roles, like door leader or attendance leader, cleaning the board leader, whatever. So they get encouraged themselves. They feel like esteem themselves. Okay, I am involving. So they feel that I belong to the same. I am not separate. I think you're following what I'm saying. So leader roles, just allot the leader roles to remove that gender bias. Whoever that the students like, male, female, or third gender, allot them some of the leader roles in the classroom. I have just mentioned in here some of the leader roles in the classroom that we can see. So encourage them, both genders or third gender, participates equally, promoting gender balanced representation in students' councils or students' clubs, and provide the mentorship opportunities for girls and the boys to explore non-traditional fields, whatever the fields it is. So the another thing is, it is called data collection and monitoring. And we call this one documentation. Collect and analyze the data to identify the disparities and then measure progress toward the gender equality goals. So it is not the responsibility of the government or the management. It is the responsibility of the teacher, because you are the one who face the students. You are the one who teach the students. They will be in your classroom. Write the documentation. What is the progress of that student? What are the changes are coming? How the students are involving? So do the regular assessment, continually evaluating. And of course, being the teachers, we need to evaluate the policies and then practices to ensure that they promote inclusively and then gender equity. So I would like to say very strongly in here, it depends upon us, the teachers, this documentation, and then give the report of the student, his progress to the parents or to the school management. When you give your documentation, then the school would help you whatever the resources that you needed. And I have given the examples already. So analyzing the data, enrollment, attendance, academic performance, disciplinary actions, and disaggregated by gender. So this helps in identifying the gaps and areas needing improvement. Based on your documentation, if you go and then show it to your administrators, so they will provide you and then they will support you. What else that you needed for your classroom to be more successful or more to achieve the students of male and female and the third gender. And lastly, I wanted to mention that inclusive is nothing but it should be valued, it should be respected, it should be empowered. Inclusive education with a focus of gender equity is a continuous process. It is not just today's topic, it is a continuous process. It may change maybe in the future. So based on the trends that we need to follow, and then that involves a collaboration among the policymakers, educators, families, and then communities. And then again, it should be valued and then respected. It's about creating an environment where every individual feel valued, respected, and then empowered to reach their full potential regardless of gender equity. You see in here what kind of resources that has been provided. The goal is same. What is the goal over there? To pluck the fruits. But one is provided the short ladder, and then the higher one is it is provided the other one is provided the longer one. But what is the goal? It's the same thing. Both students have to bring those fruits. That's it. And next one, equality, equity. And then what is equity? It is justice. They feel justice. They should not feel it is unfair. Even though we are coming to the school, even though I am in the same classroom, but I am not being treated same. So it is about the justice, it's about the equality, it is about the equity. So each aspect contributes to creating a more inclusive educational environment that fosters the gender equity. So schools play a crucial role. And then I say the teacher play a crucial role in implementing these policies, these strategies, fostering an inclusive culture, and then providing equal opportunities for all genders to thrive in education. I repeat again, inclusion is not a favor. It is not a favor. It is their right. It is teachers. It is our responsibility to make them feel comfortable, to make them feel valued, to make them feel respected. We need to create that zone. We need to adopt different strategies, different methods. And then maybe that you may come, I mean, not maybe, you have to come out of your shoes, stand in there, that child's shoes, how that child is going through inside, their mental health, how it is. It is everything is on the teacher. So do as much as it is possible to make the child to be successful, not just in the education, not just in the grades, even in the mental health. When education is that, not just in the school, that is like after they graduated from the high school, after they go into they get into the society, how they implement that education, how strong that they face the society barriers or these stereotype stuff, how they face it. That is what that we need to teach them and then train them. Once you enter into the classroom, forget about everything outside of the world. And then once you go out, just forget about the school or your job. But once you come inside, completely your brain has to occupy this child, this student, that student. I need to provide this in here, that in here. And then when you successfully like follow the documentation, and then you will get more resources from your management or from the higher authorities. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Sudharani ma'am.
Thank you.
And thank you. Anybody to speak in this table here? Who are
Yeah, I am ready. I will
faculty
try my
members?
level
We have,
best.
some faculty members we have here present here. So anybody to talk about the webinar or like inclusive education. Lakshman?
One on audience or? Audience or?
Yeah, I heard
Anybody
most of you all are
online?
teachers who are working. Audience, మీకేమైనా questions ఉంటే అడగండి. Or you can type in your chat box. I can read. నేను చదివి నేను మీకు ఆన్సర్ చేయడానికి ప్రయత్నిస్తాను. Yes, sir. Please
Yeah.
go ahead.
Dr. Dayakar, please. Please.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Wait, 1 second. 1 second, please.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. You have said very informative. You have given a very great information about the inclusive education.
Thank you.
But somewhat doubt in that inclusive education, ma'am. Have
Chappan.
given about the STEM, right?
Yes.
You have said about STEM.
Yes,
In that
ma'am.
STEM, maximum schools and all the colleges are giving totally importance to that STEM only.
Yes. Good question.
STEM only. They are not
Yes.
at all concentrating another choice or another jobs.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
is meaning what the teachers have to give the special ability to the students.
Mhm.
That is my thinking.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
What the
you.
teachers have to do.
Yes, ma'am. So the parents also are very much interested on that, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes,
ma'am.
yes. Thank you. That's a valuable question that you have asked me. STEM in two perspectives that I have, what I mean that when I have explained. In the schools, ma'am, especially in our country, in the schools, the parents and since the parents are interested, the school management, some of the private school management, they are showing more interest on this STEM field. Girls or the boys, STEM field, because they will get more the jobs immediately, and then they will be getting some kind of attention in the society. If you see the stats, ma'am, after they finish their graduation or undergrad, the fields like what they are getting settled is like males are more than the females. So today's topic is like we are focusing on gender equity. So females are less than the male. However, I'm going to answer your question. Yeah, not all the countries like they give most important in the STEM, but majority of the people, they show the interest on the STEM. But however, in other areas, like other respective professions also, it is coming like into the limelight. I am glad to say that in India that I have seen some of the programs, the cooking programs that I have seen, other than these STEM programs, and then that has been really popular that I have seen. And then parents have to be, actually we have to, as I have mentioned, that we have to give these workshops. The parents have to get this awareness mainly. So since the parents are forcing, the management is focusing on that one. So that is what that I have noticed, ma'am. Even the teachers also has to work on that. It is a very valuable question you have asked, because they don't really worry about these differently challenged people. They should be in the same classroom. That is what in the beginning of the 5 minutes classroom, 5 minutes lecture that in this session that I have mentioned that one. Most of the advanced countries, they have all sort of students in the same class. They must be attended. That comes under law. Even we have the same law, ma'am. We have the same law. No one should be denied. That's what I said. How many these top rated schools are having these special ed teachers that they have? At least in one school, at least 5 to 10 special education teachers have to be there to provide them. Even my IQ definitely would be lower than my colleague in here. And then another colleague IQ would be different than mine. It doesn't mean that my colleague is so smart enough and then I am dumb. everyone, they have their own capacities and then capabilities. So that is what it has to be done. I totally agree with you. But unfortunately, since the parents and then these educational institutions, they are forcing only on the STEM and then making it is as kind of a business. And after completing these in engineering, what is next? Can I tell you one thing, ma'am? Engineering students, whoever are coming to USA, since because they have the 4 years degree, they are coming over there because 4 years degree is needed for them to pursue the another degree or masters over there. So that is the reason most of the engineering students are coming over there. But if the other degrees like BA, if they have 4 years degree, they also can come over there. So after engineering, I'm coming to the point, what exactly they are doing? Are they becoming engineers?
No, ma'am.
There you go. You got the answer. So this is just because it is a trend that they are showing and then they are following and then putting the pressure on that. But really they are not getting settled in that field. Thank you.
Yes.
I hope I
Thank you.
answered your question. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Dr. Dha, for making
Yes,
a
sir.
good presentation. Not just the male, female, bringing in the third gender. Would
Thank
like
you.
to acknowledge your presentation. And I have another observation is charity begins at home. So parents should start not to encourage this gender disparity. Then teachers should orient them. Finally, the society is bound to follow. We hope that good days very near with all our efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Madam, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Yeah,
Sridevi.
I'm Dr. Sridevi. I'm from AYJ NISHD, Madam, Alia Bajjang National Institute of Speech and Hearing Disabilities.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, it's a wonderful presentation about gender equality and equity. Yeah, you
Thank
have
you.
clearly mentioned about equity and what is the difference between equality. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Madam,
you.
actually, I would like to share few points in your presentation. Actually, Madam, if we see the scenario, there is a lot of change we can see about gender equity and equality. Anyway, we are nowadays
Yes.
the goal is somehow we have achieved our goal. But
Yes.
equity point of view, there is a lot of difference between equity about male and female and third gender.
Yes, ma'am.
Especially disability perspective also, Madam, we can see lot of difference. There is
Yeah.
no point at all in school education and curriculum also. You have clearly mentioned about the curriculum modifications or curriculum point of view also we need to do something, you said. Madam, as a writers, as a policy frameworkers or policy makers need to do a lot of work about this curriculum. That's what my opinion. And there is a need of research. Lot of research is required,
Can I use this?
especially for the disabilities matter. That's what I would like to share with you. And there is a very few research we can see, Madam, in disability perspective. There is no gender equality and equity in disability perspective. That's what we would like to create awareness among the people about these gender equality, ma'am. That's what I would like to share with you. If any research is there, Madam, kindly share with us about the gender equality and equity related issues also.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Dr. Sridevi, and then good to hear from you. And I can answer that question. You said the curriculum, they have to do, the policymakers, they have to modify the curriculum. That is a valuable point that you have mentioned. And I would like to address some of the specific things in here regarding the curriculum. So I went to some central universities that I've been invited, some of the central universities. So when I went over there, one of the professor was asking me, they are developing the special curriculum in the form of the technology or the apps, or they're trying to develop, and then in what way that I can help. That is a wonderful thought. I really appreciate that. And in here, I wanted to mention two things. When it comes to the special education
Okay, ma'am.
books separately, special education school separately, and special education notes or teaching or teachers separately, that is a good thought. Okay, please try to catch my point, what I'm trying to say. That is a good thought. But it is outdated now that having a separate curriculum, separate classroom, or separate teacher. That comes under discrimination, and that comes under segregation. So in advanced countries, that is what my wish. Why I visit the universities and voluntarily, that why I go and then give my whatever the knowledge that I have learned. I wanted to incorporate those strategies, what has been applying in advanced countries. That is easy, that we don't need really much money for that, because teacher is the main resource. That is one point. So when I'm coming to the point of the curriculum, what we do is we follow the same curriculum what the 10th grade or 11th grade or 12th grade STEM students or advanced students in the school, what the books that they follow, we use the same books. But you may raise the question, how may the severe students follow that book? I hope I'm getting you. So you're getting me. So how come the severe disability student may follow that book? So what do we need to do is, being the teachers, we need to use the differentiated instruction. We used to modify the curriculum, and then we have to provide the accommodations and then modifications. So whatever the child need, the accommodations and modification. Like for example, if I teach equations, so equations that we have in the equations like a simple level equations and then high level equations. So in the equations, we see the additions, subtractions, multiplications, divisions, parentheses, and then what not, and then roots, everything we use. So that is a higher level. So equations has the numbers. What I do, for the resource students who are in the 3rd grade level, they come to the 10th grade classroom with all the students. And then I'll make sure I will make them to learn the divisions in the same book, the divisions. But the special curriculum is always good to use, like when the students go to the severe classrooms and then profound classrooms, that is needed. So curriculum policy makers have to do it, they have to develop that one. However, like we should not use only those books for particular students because it comes under discrimination, so segregation. The teachers have to use the same books what the other students are using, and then we need to modify that curriculum. Like if the regular students are like reading this much content on that day, but for a moderate student, I just take maybe 1 or 2 lines, and then I teach only that by modifying. I use the simple terminology, simple way, like 1 + 1 and 2 + 2, multiplication, and then providing the accommodations is something like, I give him like calculator. If he doesn't know the timetables, I give him calculator, and then I say, hey, Johnny, or hey, Brianna, just, okay, 2, and then click this button, and then times, and then 3. That is like to make them to feel like they belongs to the same class and then same level. However, as I said, that the special curriculum, if it is there to, for their useful, like for their social skills, for their regular skills, and then definitely it will be useful. I hope I answered your question.
Madam, I would like to share one more point with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, madam, while preparing these textbooks, especially for the school children, in general educators or in general school curriculum, this disability perspective and gender perspective also we need to clearly mention, and the pictures and other examples, illustrations also we need to prepare. Like that, only
Yes.
our curriculum should be there.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
only the gender equality or equity comes to the point.
Yes,
Then
yes,
everybody will be educated. And one more thing, madam, nowadays we are saying about only gender equality, equity points. These are the
Thank you, ma'am.
Disability also girl child and the boy child related issues also we need to mention in the textbook.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
only
As I
the
have mentioned in my slides that it has to be mentioned and awareness అనేది తీసుకొని రావాలి పేరెంట్స్ కానీ లేకపోతే స్కూల్లో కానీ అవి in the curriculum they have to mention. I totally agree with you. Yes, that's a valuable point.
till 12th, madam, till 12th
Yes,
period, as per
till
new
12th.
education policy,
Right.
if we change the syllabus, the educators or teachers should pinpoint the students.
Yes.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you
For
so
your
much.
presentation, wonderful presentation about gender equality. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sridevi ma'am. Any other person, any other educator or a special educator also there? Students also there?
Good afternoon, ma'am. It was quite an insightful program session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm a BA Special Education student. I would like to know more about brain plasticity, ma'am. I know you have already covered it, but a little more elaboration will really help to clear my doubt.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, brain plasticity, I did not really mention so much. So it related to the actually to the science field, but brain plasticity, how it affects, it will change and like brain's ability, it will change and adapt throughout the person's life, especially in education, understanding the neuroplasticity, like it is crucial. It highlights the brain capacity. So overall that I just wanted to like tell just only slight point that I have taken. This concept emphasizes that brain is not static. It can be shaped and then strengthened through various educational practices. Like for example, like repeated practice and then exposure to the new information and then diverse learning experience and then targeted interventions. So these are all comes under in the educational perspectives. So that's why I just mentioned only one point in there.
Okay, that's
Yes.
thank you so much, ma'am. That's
Thank
quite
you,
an
ma'am.
information for me.
Thank you so much.
One more question, ma'am.
It
If you don't
can
mind,
be
one more
reshaped.
last.
Time limitation is there.
Yeah.
Please, shortly, please.
Yeah. I'll just
Yeah.
finish it off, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yeah.
being I'll be a special educator very soon after pursuing my course. What can I do more to enhance my skill, ma'am? If you can, like, little help on that side.
Yes, that's a good question. Actually, it is kind of a ocean. It is an ocean, but there are different presentations on the special education. So to enhance your skills, you have to learn more about to study the student, the way of writing the IEP from here and then from there, it will way different. How we assess the students. Observation is more. And at the same time, that modification of the curriculum is more important, ma'am. If you take a content, as I said just now, Dr. Sridevi, when she asked about the curriculum, we use the same books. The books will be like okoka grandam laga ila inta peddaga untayi annamata. So we use the same books in there, but we modify that curriculum. We bring that, we rewrite that concept, and then we'll make sure to reach the students with a simple language, and then we make it a parts, chunks, we make it a parts, and then we provide to the students. So that one you concentrate more. And differentiated instruction, that is very important. If you work in here or in abroad, this is the only thing that you hear more and more. Differentiated instruction, like one concept you have to use maybe hundreds of strategies. And then moreover, with the technology, that you have to learn more, because now every student, like in advanced countries, like wherever that we are working, they just comes with the phones. They don't want to give up the phones. And then even while we are teaching also, sometimes students will take out the phone. So what we do is we engage the students by using the phone strategies, so they will show the interest. So according to their interest, according to the trend, we need to develop more and more. like we cannot use the old strategies. Of course, old is good. We can use it, but whatever it is student interest. So you need to work on the differentiated instruction, accommodations, and then modifications. You have to work on that more. So you will be really successful. Appreciate that you asked this question.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
So, thank you, ma'am, Dr. Sudharani.
Thank you.
Wonderful lecture delivered, and a lot of information giving for us. And before vote of thanks, I would like to felicitate
Oh,
the resource person.
oh, thank you.
Thank you. Just
అవి నేను పేపర్ తీసేసుకున్నాను. Yeah, just quick little bit so that madam can, I can. Yeah. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. That's a great honor. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I'm gonna set it. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. I so appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Come, have a seat. I'll go there. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
K. Uma Devi, please give a vote of thanks.
ఈరోజు ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఆఫ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ విద్య విజ్ఞాన వేదికలో భాగంగా నిర్వహించినటువంటి నేషనల్ వెబినార్ కు అడిగిన వెంటనే అనుమతిని ఇచ్చిన హానరబుల్ వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్ ప్రొఫెసర్ సీతారామారావు గారికి ప్రత్యేకంగా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతున్నాను. అట్లాగే వెన్నంటి ఉండి మమ్మల్ని అనుక్షణం ఎంకరేజ్ చేస్తున్నటువంటి ప్రొఫెసర్ గంటా చక్రపాణి సార్, డైరెక్టర్ అకాడమిక్ అండ్ రెస్పెక్టెడ్ రిజిస్ట్రార్ సార్ ఏవిఎన్ రెడ్డి గారు కి ప్రత్యేకంగా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతున్నాను. ఈరోజు రిసోర్స్ పర్సన్ అయినటువంటి డాక్టర్ ఏ సుధారాణి గారికి ఇంత తన విలువైన సమయాన్ని కేటాయించి అనేక అంశాలు మనతో చర్చించినందుకు ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతున్నాను. అట్లాగే టెక్నికల్ టీం వసంతరావు గారికి అండ్ పిఆర్ఓ సార్కి ప్రత్యేక ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతున్నాను. ఇంతేకాక ఇటువంటి ప్రోగ్రాంలకి ఉత్సాహంగా ముందుకు వచ్చి మా ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఆఫ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ డీన్ అండ్ హెడ్ ఆఫ్ ది డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ప్రొఫెసర్ సునంద మేడం గారికి ప్రత్యేక ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతున్నాను. అలాగే ఆల్ ద పార్టిసిపెంట్స్ ఆఫ్లైన్ అండ్ ఆన్లైన్ ప్రత్యేక ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ వన్ అండ్ ఆల్.
Thank you, ma'am.